Yo, what up guys, I'm Sammy and welcome back to the Soul Drop, and they finally did it. This is one of my favorite PEs of my favorite shoe of all time, or one of my favorite shoes of all time. As you guys all know, the Curry 2, right? You guys remember the Curry 2? So the Curry 2 came out back in 2015, October of 2015, which is it's a long time ago. I mean, it doesn't sound like a long time ago. That's like 8 years ago, guys, and it retailed for 130 bucks, right? And then we have the Curry 2 Retro, so the retro in Curry's line, which I do like. We've of course seen the Flotros with the low versions, right? So we have the Curry 2 Low right here, and then we have the Curry 2 Low Flotro, and then the Curry 2 Retro, and this is the double bang colorway, or the bang bang. And if you guys remember the game winner that Steph Curry hit on OKC, that shot was legendary. I remember when that happened, that was insane, right? And this is the actual shoe that he was wearing, this colorway, and it was a PE at that time. And I remember thinking, man, I wish Under Armour would release this, but they never did. But of course they retroed, and I'm super happy. Thank you, Under Armour, for doing that. Nike definitely needs to do that. I feel like though the hype is a little gone, you know what I mean? So if they would have released it a little bit like when the actual Curry 2 is out, it would have been a lot better. But anyways, the retro is going for 150 bucks. So of course inflation, they increased the price from 130 bucks to 150 bucks. That kind of sucks. But if you guys do want to cop, I try to leave the free link in the description box. It did release in a lot of stores, you know, like Foot Locker, Eastbay and stuff like that, Finish Line, and also on underarmour.com. So I'll try to leave links below if you guys do want to cop. They are affiliate links. But let's get started off with the Tracciones. And as you guys all know, this is a GOAT traction. The Curry 2 has freaking amazing bite. Bites through dust really well. I mean, okay, so I haven't played in this yet, right? But the original Curry 2, GOAT traction, right? It's just as good as, you know, the Kobe 9, the Kyrie 2, Kyrie 3, the Crazy Light Boost, the D-Rose 7s. Yeah, you guys remember those as well? Like the GOAT tractions, the Curry 2 is definitely up there. So yeah, amazing stop on a clean court, amazing performance on dust as well, just bites through dust really well. And durability was pretty good as well. You know, we have like a very chaotic herringbone traction pattern, and it's pretty much identical, right? They didn't really change at all. The outsole and also like the bottom of the shoe. Also, as you guys can see, we have a plastic piece right here, like a midfoot shank plate. It is decoupled as well, and we can see the foam exposed here in the heel too, you know, just like in the regular Curry 2s. But from my experience, you know, I've been playing in the Curry 2s, and just because, you know, nostalgia, and also I was playing the lows and the Flotros, right? But the Curry 2s have a nice loud squeak and amazing bite, but the retro version, this one, the double bang colorway, it doesn't have that much of a squeak. Well, I mean, okay, so I haven't played in these yet, but just trying it on my wood floors, it doesn't have any type of squeak, which kind of sucks. I mean, obviously, squeak has nothing to do with performance, but I like to have a little bit of a squeak, you know what I mean? So there's that. Alright, moving on to the heel to toe transition. It's alright, right? So here in the heel we have like it's fully exposed, pretty much charged cushion, which is kind of soft. And then here in the forefoot we have a nice rounded shape, but not a whole lot of flex here in the forefoot, which of course is good if you want that springiness. Probably from the shank plate, right? It does seem like it does extend all the way here into the forefoot. If you see this blue color, just like here in the Curry 2s, right? Pretty stiff as well, so that felt very nice. And now moving on to the cushioning setup, they didn't really change all too much. They did change a few things, however, right? So it's full length charged, right? Charged foam. I don't know, I just like to call it charged for some reason. Anyway, so charged actually here in the retro is pretty damn soft. The Curry 2, I did go back to it. Of course, I was wearing it around a little bit, and also I was playing in it, and it feels a little bit stiffer here for the foam. I don't know why. Maybe they changed up the actual like foam compound a little bit. I don't know, but or maybe it's because my shoes are a little bit old. I mean, they're pretty old, they're like 8 years old, so maybe that's it. I don't know. But it does feel a little bit stiffer, just a tiny bit. Like the retro seems to be a little bit softer as far as the compression goes here in the heel, which of course is a nice thing, but it's still like not super soft, which I guess is good because Currys are usually more responsive, right? And also court feels way better too. But the stepping comfort does feel a little bit better here in the retros, just because they're not using speed form, right? Speed form is like was kind of like a material, but also it was like how they put the upper seamlessly, or attach the upper seamlessly to the actual midsole, if I remember correctly. So if you look at the original Curry 2, there is no insole, right? And I guess like your foot is right on top of the charged foam, but it wasn't great for stepping comfort, even if you like broke it in, right? Here in the retros, we can actually see an insole, right? The insole is actually pretty nice. Remember Under Armour used to give us very nice, plush, thick, super sexy insoles? They don't do that anymore. They just give us like regular Ortholite insoles. Under Armour is doing what Puma's doing now, right? So Puma gives us really comfortable insoles as well. But they kind of brought it back here in the retros, and the actual insole is pretty thick. You know, the only bad thing about insoles like this is that it kind of, you know, bottoms out pretty quickly, you know, in like a couple months, and it doesn't really allow for a lot of step-in comfort, but right now it still feels better than the regular Curry 2s. But that's about it, you know. And the underneath the insole, of course, is just a regular strobe board. So the cushion, not that different. It's just that there's an insole here in the retros basically, and there's none here in the regular Curry 2. All right, moving on to the upper. So the upper is a little bit different as well, just a tiny bit, right? So here in the retro, like this double bang colorway, there's a lot of like, I don't know if the camera's picking it up, but there's a lot of like crease marks, right? And of course here in the regular Curry 2, we have this synthetic material as well, but it didn't crease as much. And obviously this is used, right? It didn't crease as much. And this one, I didn't even play in it, and there's a lot of crease marks. Hopefully the camera's picking it up. So I don't really like that. And it's not only where the shiny parts are, it's also where like the non-shiny parts are too. So that kind of sucks. You know, I don't really like crease marks. That's also another reason why I don't like patent leather in the Jordan 11s, because it creases like crazy, right? But to be honest, it's like the same, right? If you could look at the actual like pattern and the material like feel, it's pretty similar, right? It's just the retro, this actual color like creases a little bit more. So there's that. Also, it says speed form here in the regular Curry 2s. It doesn't say speed form in the retros because obviously it's not using speed form, right? And also another difference is, you guys remember here in the heel counter on the medial side, it says I can do all things. It doesn't say anything here in the retros, which is kind of weird. It says charge foam, right? Charge foam, charge form. So that is the same. And also we have Steph Curry's logo here on the toe right here. And also the same logo like here on the tongue. So that is pretty similar. I do like that. Also the tongue is identical, and the tongue also is pretty much like an independent tongue for both of the shoes. And then there's very little padding here in the ankle area. But one thing that I did notice that is a little bit different though is the heel, right? This ankle part. So the retro, it kind of curves in a little bit more. The Curry 2 comes up a little bit more. I don't know if you guys can see like the difference on camera, but it's pretty apparent here in real life. I don't know what it is. In real life and camera, it can look a little bit different sometimes, right? But as far as the actual fit here, it didn't seem that different, you know, when I put on both of the shoes. It's just a little bit of a difference as far as like how it's made, right? Also, we have the external heel counter, of course. So there's the upper there. Also, there is a little bit of a difference between the actual fit, right? So I went true to size for both of these shoes, and the length is really good. I'm fine with the length. I like the very snug fit, so my toes are very close to the edge of the shoe. But look at how roomy the toe box is here in the retros. So for me personally, I like to have a very snug fit in my ball shoes because I don't like my foot to move around inside of the shoe. If I'm using the shoes casually, then obviously I want a roomier fit. But yeah, the Curry 2, the regular or the original, is a lot tighter here in the toe box. So if you like that, then that kind of sucks because it is pretty damn roomy. I can curl my toes up and stuff like that here in the retros. So there definitely is a difference there, but everywhere else is pretty much the exact same. So if you want a nice snug fit lengthwise, then you should be fine going true to size. You probably shouldn't go down half a size if you want a tighter toe box here in the retros, because the length, like I said, is true to size. So there is the fit there. That kind of sucks, but I'm probably not going to play in the double bangs. I'm probably just going to like not just maybe play it a couple times and see how the actual traction is. Maybe they changed up the rubber compound, but I'm not going to heavily play in them, you know. So there's that. And also another thing that I'm kind of curious about is the weight, right? The Curry 2s are pretty light. Yeah, 12.13 ounces, a little bit lighter than average. Let's check the retros. 11.71 ounces. Oh, it's actually a little bit lighter. That's pretty interesting, right? Not by much though, but it's not noticeable either. But I guess it is a little bit lighter. But this actual colorway is so dope. I'm so happy that they released these. You know what else they need to release? Re-release is the suit and tie colorway, because that's my all-time favorite colorway of the Curry 2s, and I really wanted a pair, but I could never get a pair. So yeah, if they could, because they did re-release the Iron Sharpens Iron colorway last year, right? So tell us what you guys think of the aesthetics, and also this colorway. I believe it was probably supposed to be like it kind of reminds me of a draft. I don't know what the blue color's for, but of course, because of that crazy game winner that Curry hit while wearing this, it's called the double bang or bang bang color, right? So anyways, there's my detailed look and review of the Curry 2 Retro. Hopefully they do release more colorways. As far as PEs go, I can't really remember any other PEs that I really like that Steph Curry wore. This definitely is one of my favorites. Tell us down in the comment section below what you'd like to see retroed. But anyways, that about concludes this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.